Basketball.
It's time to strap in and get ready. The Insight NBA team is in the arena, bringing you the ultimate play-by-play on who's hot and who's not to help you win your leagues and dominate your mates. You're now hooping with your hosts, Matty G, Skiddy, and Mally for the Insight NBA show.
G'day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Inside NBA show. I've nearly done it again. Bloody, I got to stop doing that. NBA show. I'm your host, Skiddy IFS. I'm joined with G Wizzle here for Pimp, my guys. How you doing, G?
Yeah, man, I'm very good. Happy New Year too. Happy New Year, everybody. With this second show of the new year. I think it's first show in America for us. They'll be getting this one, man. So living the dream. Fantastic, man. How are you?
Hey, good, mate. It's been a couple of weeks since we've done Pimp My Guys, and as you can tell, a couple of guys have been pretty stagnant for a couple of weeks. But I was out in the bush. I left the phone off. Just got away from all the digital kind of stuff, and just had a nice time with the fam and the Dale. So it was really, really nice just to get away for a bit, just let it all go. But I'm back, new year, ready to go, back into some NBA and. Geez, mate, I'll tell you, it's going to be another big year of NBA. So I cannot wait to see because we've got some teams that are.
It's a sprint now, dude. Like you think about it, like we're in week 11, week 10 in Yahoo because of that chicanery. But Jesus, man, it's like just hang on and just ride it now because this is like you're going to make the playoffs or you're not, but you got to do it now. Yeah. Like and it moves quick.
Hey, you're speaking of the playoffs as well, and that's what I'm looking at. I've come back to see the log jam that's going on in the West, and I'm like, oh my God, there is so many teams vying for that play-in spot. So
yeah.
Very, very tight race, but we love to see that. But G, as we always do, This is Pimp My Guys, ladies and gentlemen. This is a show where if your players are down, you can message me or G, and we will stick a rocket so far up their ass that they turn their shit around and start to play better for your fantasy season. And if they don't, well, unfortunately, they're probably just time to sell. But our record speaks for itself. I'm pretty sure we've had. I'm
pretty sure that every NBA player actually subscribes just as one show only to see if you mention them and be like, oh, fuck,
I'm never here to make someone look bad. I'm here to make them look better, go up to their full potential. I'm pretty sure we're currently sitting at about, I think it's 45 ups and only 3 downs. And those 3 downs are Kyle Kuzma, Jimmy Butler, but he was Larry Markkinen, but he was injured, and D'Angelo Russell, but D'Angelo Russell's now moved, so that is fine by me. That's the biggest rocket that he could have gotten. But, ladies and gentlemen, before we get stuck into it, we always know day ones, you know how it is. Standard squeeze, promo code IFS15 to get 15% off anything in store from those absolute legends. Our day ones, you can see me and G with the 4-in-1s, keeping the beers cold, which is just what I need for tonight. A couple of great Northerns tonight. G, what about you?
18-year-old Chivas Regal Christmas present. Thank you very much. I love Christmas in education. It's like the default setting is like let's just give Mr. G a bottle of like whiskey. I'm like that's fine. So thank you very much to Standard Squeeze IFS 15. As you said, man, promo code stackable. Boxing Day sale still on. This is your time to shine.
Bloody oath, mate. Yeah, love to say that. Same as being a tradie, mate. Anyone that just goes, oh, I need something done, here's a slab or here's a bottle.
There you go.
You bloody beauty. But, gee, run me through it. Week. Oh, that's 9. Jeez, we don't need that, do we? We need week 11, and I don't believe that.
Oh, no, put that up. I think I did the wrong one. I did this on the show the other day. Throw it up. That is this week. That is this
correct.
Week.
I just got to change the title.
I undid it, and then I left the other one up, and I only used the right one. I deleted the wrong one. That's fine. This is where it is. This is it. Thank you. 8 games heading into, obviously, today that we just finished up. It is a low stream day on Thursday for 6. We've got 2 9s. We've got a 6-9. And then 2 9s Friday, Saturday, and you can go strong on your Saturday and Sunday. There are some back-to-back, Skiddy. You can roll a bunch of these teams as well. It's been this is a great week for streaming in fantasy basketball.
Yes, it is. Yep, absolutely, mate. And couple of good ones that we've got going on as well for tomorrow. The one thing I thought was interesting when I opened up Sportsbet and the Celtics weren't paying $1.10. I was like, oh, we've got a matchup tomorrow, which is nice. So
we do.
Them versus Minnesota. Love that. Clippers OKC, always nice too. So a couple of little interesting ones because there are a lot of game time decisions for tomorrow. So keep an eye on that and see if there's anyone that you can target for those.
Yeah, you got
games.
you got the Thunder as well, Thursday, Friday, and then Friday, Saturday. If you missed the boat on that one, there's the Hawks, Nuggets, Pistons, Grizzlies, Knicks, and Spurs, and then you got a couple of teams. Again, Warriors and Jazz to finish off your Saturday and Sunday. So there's a lot of back-to-back streaming options, Skiddy. It's fun. It's good to stream again after these weeks that it's just been logjam, 14 gamers, no games 2 days, no back-to-backs for 3 days. This is what we love to see.
Yeah, it's glad that we're finally back in it, G. So if you want to have a look at that, go back to G's latest episode and you can see the week breakdown. But G, before we get stuck into our list this week to who we're going to pump up, you got some honourable mentions that you wanted to quickly roll off for you and a couple of the boys.
Yeah, man, this is your bag, baby. And you sent me your list. Like you say, pimp my guys, and I'm not going to ruin it, but you put 6 dudes in here. I was like, yep, tick, tick, love, love, love. And I prepped 5 just in case you needed some input. So I'm going to do it in under 40. Give me 50 seconds, 10 seconds a guy.
Do you think?
Shit team. Still shit. Not doing good. Needs a rocket lit up their ass. Mike Brown got fired. They still suck. The Sacramento Kings, DeMontis Sabonis and DeMar DeRozan. 2 guys you can get right now. Sabonis 92nd in the past 2 weeks. I've taken this for a 2-week sample size because this means now owners could get itchy. DeMar DeRozan at 105. They have not climbed up. There is a buy window on them as far as I'm concerned. Jalen Suggs at 124 over the last week as well. This guy, he was good. He's not good now, and predominantly because he has to carry the Orlando Magic because Lord knows Tristan de Silva shat the bed for all those thinking they were going to get a 20-piece out of him today. But Jalen Suggs has have to pretty much carry the weight of the Orlando Magic on his shoulders before Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner come back. He will be better when they're back. So while he has the burden, you can get a buy low opportunity on him because I think he's going to be better with those guys back in the lineup. Jimmy Butler, 155. He's been buy low. He was a sell high on my show a couple of weeks ago. This is why I said it, because it's just the eternal scale of Butler. He's down again right now, 155. He's not playing. He's injured. We don't know what's going on. There's just too much bullshit. A manager might be fed up with him. See if you can get him in your team. He's going to be a shitload better. And so is Steph Curry, who's been the 149th player. Lord knows it's hard to buy Steph Curry, but when a guy wants points and threes and they're not getting those 2 things and the percentages are up and down and left all over the place, there's itchy trade fingers. Make it work for you. Go get Steph. Just go get him, baby. Just go get him in. Go night to their season for them.
If you can pull off a Steph Curry trade, then bloody well done to you. You've obviously given a couple of too many frothies to you, whoever you're trying to get him off, so well played. But all those guys do need a bit of a rocket. The Kings guys, though, at least they've won 2 in a row now, so that's good. Well done to 2 in a row, or Christie's won 2 now, so good on him. But, yeah, they need to get some 3-point shooting because that is atrocious. But gee whiz.
And big comeback from them today, too. A lot tougher. Can I just say hats off to Sacramento. They were, I don't know what that was like the Detroit game. Like they were down, and that 33-point fourth quarter today was like, did you have a bet on that, Skiddy? You're rubbing like you had something on that, and you were like, damn.
No. I was just filthy with how bad Philadelphia were. They walked over the half-court line, got double-teamed, and then just threw the ball away. They did about 6 times in a row, and they just allowed the Kings back in. And I thought it was just horrible by Philly, but also, too, they're nowhere near the Cavs, so hilarious. Sucked in. But that's how we go about it. But so good on the Kings.
Take us through your list. I was going to say, take us through your list, guys. Let's work these dudes.
Gee, this is not my list. This is the people's list. This is our list. It's the people that we need to put a rocket up their ass. And we're going to start with a man that has been the 19th overall ranked player for the season so far. That's Jaylen Williams. That's JDub. Currently ranked 128th in the last week. His points are down from 21 to 17. Rebounds and assists are up, which is good. But the steals are down from 1.5, which is one thing that we did say with being such a high-velocity steals player that the rank will go down if his steals go down. Blocks down from 0.7 to 0.3. Threes are down from 1.8 to 1. But then the free throws, 79 on the season, down to 66, which really, really hurts. It is at 3 attempts per game. Field goal percentage down from 47 to 40. Turnover is at 2, but the usage is pretty much on par. So we're getting a little bit worried here, G, with just probably the counting stats coming around and the percentages. Are you worried about JDub? Would you hold? Where are you thinking with JDub?
Love JDub. Always been a JDub fan. I hold him because I'm a JDub owner. I'm invested, but I know that I've got trade offers for him because people are sniffing around. Look, the free throws falling off the fucking edge of a cliff sucks. It's a career worst for him. 790 on the season. He's usually plus 800, but this 666 bullshit is just 2 out of 3. But 2 out of 3 ain't bad. But the field goal percentage at 408 is just atrocious. He's been a plus 500 guy the last couple of years. 479 on the season. He'll be better. I think he gets better. This is a downtime. He gets better. I'm holding. Unless it's a top 20 offer, I'm top 25 offer. I'm not even flirting with it, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely see that as well. I mean, a lot of people were still worried about when Chet comes back. Chet's now been pushed back another to mid-February, I believe it is now. So
yes,
not as much having to worry there. Obviously, we're not going to be getting the JDub of when there was no center, when he was the center there in OKC. He's still going to give you what you need. Just need to get the percentages back up. A couple of more steals or blocks. And we're laughing again because rebounds and assists up is very, very good. So hopefully JDub can bring himself back to where he wants to be. We move across to New York. OG Anunoby on the season, 44th, which is fantastic. For the last week, 157th. And everything pretty much down here. G points down to 14. His rebounds stay flat at 5, so that's okay. But assists are absolutely nothing. They do not want him passing the ball. 0.8 down from 1.9, so still bad anyway. Steals down from 1.5 to 1, which is not good. Blocks down from 1 to 0.8. Threes down from 2.1 to 1.5. Free throw percent is down from 78 to 71. Granted, it's only on 2 attempts per game. Field goal percentage down from 47 to 46. Turnovers, he doesn't pass the ball, so who cares? But they're still somehow up, which is ridiculous. And the usage is down from 18.7 to 17.7. Is there too many mouths to feed in New York? And do you ever get worried about OG? Because this is something that we did say preseason, me and you, that we were worried about how many touches he was going to be able to get. But as long as he brings the steals and the percentages stay high, we're okay with it. When the steals don't and the percentages go low, this is where we're in trouble.
Look, I traded him at the beginning of the season in a league with Eve. Not at the beginning of the season, just into the season when he was playing really well. I packaged him with Eve Missy and got back Devin Booker.
Nice.
And I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy with that now. But this is a guy who was putting up 40-point games, 27. And the week that I traded him, the game after that he traded, he dropped the 40-piece.
Yeah.
So this is like, for me, it's like the seesaw, I think, of Mikal Bridges. Mikal's been really good lately. OG's been down a little bit. Josh Hart is obviously incredible this year. Another triple-double. Like, he's playing well. I think we do see some value, so I'm sniffing around a trade for him. I'm buying low. I'm buying his stock. I think he'll be better. The last 2 games do show that he's better, 22 and 18 respectively. The rebounds are there, but it's the counting stats. The 5 stocks last game, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Yep. Love that one. Only 1 block last game, but the peripherals are there. The percentages are up and down, but you can balance those out with him over the week, man. Look, I'm buying. If I'm a dude out there in the league, I'm probably sniffing around buying OG if I can.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% because we just need to see the defensive stats mainly. If we can get them back up, then we can really not worry about anything else as long as the percentages don't hurt us too badly. The only thing that worries me is that he's currently playing 36 minutes. So he's at the max already. We know Thibodeau loves to absolutely flog his players. So he's already at 36. So it's not going to go much higher from there. Maybe we can get a bit more usage. I mean, he did look a bit more.
He's played 40. He played 41, 34, and 42. And the only reason he didn't play up to 40 minutes of the last game in 28 minutes is because of a blowout against Orlando. Like, this guy is cracking minutes.
That's the most crazy thing as well. Today against Utah, they still played him 40 minutes.
They played him.
And they were beating by double figures the whole game. I'm like, Tibbs, just settle down. You're going to kill him. Have you seen it as well? Bridges is number 1 for minutes played per game this year. OG's number 3. Brunson's number 7. And Cat's number 6, I think. Yep.
It's just Tom Thibodeau doing Tom Thibodeau.
That's hard. It's
just Tom. It's just Tommy doing Tommy things. You look at the top 10. If there were no New York Knicks in that, you'd be really shocked, to be honest. Mate, like, this guy is just rolling these guys out.
Boston are going to be sitting there licking their lips, and the Cavs and Boston are going to be sitting there licking their lips and going back. They're not going to be able to play in the playoffs. They're going to be dead. It's unreal. Let's go along to the next man, number 3 that we have here, G Wizzle, and it is the French croissant himself, Rudy Gobert. 10 points, 10.7 points per game, which is actually up. Rebounds at 10.3, so that's fine. Assists at 1 doesn't really get him anyway with 1.7. Steals though, didn't get a steal this week in the 30 minutes per game, 3 games that he played. Average of 0.7. Blocks was up from 1.4 to 2, which is nice to see. But percentages, this is what we don't like to see from Rudy Gobert. Stop trying to do too much in the offense. You cannot do it, big fella. Free throws at 57%, and that is at 5 attempts per game. So that really bloody hurts. And 52% from the field might look good, but that's down from 63. So that really hurts. Turnovers are at 0.7, which is really good because on the year he's 1.5. Usage is up from 12 to 14.9. And I am here to say, G Wizzle, stop giving Rudy the ball. He gets offensive rebounds. He can put it back in. Other than that, play defense. You cannot skyhook. You can't dream shake. You can't use your foot movement, pivot, whatever. No.
He can. He thinks he can. He thinks he can. He thinks he can.
Pick and roll, play defense.
I love that there's somewhat this narrative in Rudy's head. There's like, no, I've evolved as a basketball player. I've got footwork now. And he's just so uncoordinated in the basket. Like, he's just so, like, the fact that, and this is a really interesting thing as well. These are 2 guys. The last guy you mentioned on Yahoo League, 97% ownership, which for me is diabolical. Rudy is also at 97%. The criminal thing is OG Anunoby has actually been dropped in leagues. He has actually been dropped in 1% of Yahoo leagues down to 97% ownership. Rudy is a stable 97% ownership, which means in the 10-man format, I don't know if it's a 10-teamer, 10-man, like maybe it's only 100. I don't know what kind of formats that this guy isn't rostered, but the fact that he's not shows you how bad he's been, and that people are just like, Like, this is a defensive player of the year guy who's currently paying 26 to 1 to even recapture any part of that in his game. He's got no chance. You know what? The guy who does have the chance is Dyson Daniels, paying 56 to 1.
No. I'm telling you right now, if Wemby stays healthy, it's his award and no one can get close to it. Look, Evan Mobley, right, has been having an unbelievable defensive season, right? Amazing. Cavs could finish they could finish first in every characteristics of defensive settings or whatnot. Wemby will still win it. He's averaging 4 blocks a game. No.
Okay, but then this is the thing. Do we put down it to do it just being the problem with this Wemby thing is that Wemby changes the dynamic of being like, oh God, he's 8'12" with his bloody arm reach. Like, the way that he disrupts the rim is ridiculous. Like, you're just like, the way that, and I think that's easy when you're that tall. To be honest, like I'm 6'4". When I play center power forward most of my life. I know that when there's shorter dudes, I know that I can disrupt the ball because I'm taller. It's kind of what Victor Wembanyama does on a massive scale. What Dyson Daniels does and what Evan Mobley do as disruptive defenders on their team without the blocks per game, I think deserves it. I just think Wemby's unfortunately going to win it. But I'd rather it be a Dyson Daniels type than a Rudy Gobert type, who seems to be the default answer for years in the NBA. It's like, this guy's the defensive player of the year. He's not even bringing that. I think I would literally just move on from him right now. I don't think I'm even buying low on Rudy.
It's hard with Rudy because he is still giving you the 10 rebounds and the 1.5 blocks, which is, you need something like that to be able to compete with, the Sabonis's, the Jokic's, that kind of thing. So I can understand why people still want to have that crack at Rudy. But yeah, if the free throw percentage comes up, look, he's 63 for the year, which, sucks, but you're not drafting Rudy sitting there going, oh, he's going to be a free throw guy. It's just that you're trying
if you're punting that though, but if you're punting that, mate, you go hammer and tongs for the bloke 100%.
Yes. If you've got Ben Simmons and stuff like that on your team, then hell yeah, you have that crack on Rudy and you get those extra boards and those blocks. So that's
great.
That's right.
Great compliment to your Giannis build. Always a great compliment to a Giannis build.
Very, very true. And someone that is not a good compliment to the Giannis build. Let's move over to the Clippers with James Harden, G Wizzle. James Harden this season is currently ranked 40th overall, and per game he is 40th. But for the last week, he is ranked 178. Let's figure out what's going on here. Points at 20.7, down from 21.9. His rebounds, oh my goodness, rebounds down from 6.1 to 2.7. Assists are down from 7.8 to 4. His steals are down from 1.5 to 1. His threes are actually up from 2.8 to 3. Blocks are up from 0.6 to 0.7. Field goal, unbelievably, is up, G, from 39 to 43, which is outrageously good for James Harden. Free throw, 86. It's down from 89, but who cares? It's still elite. Turnovers up to 6 from 4.8, which is horrible. Usage is around the mark. Look, gee whiz, I'm pretty happy with saying that Harden, as I think he is a buy low, but shit. There's not many times where they're going to get blown out by 40 to the Spurs each game, and that's why Harden saw the minutes go down a bit. So just clean up your get back to getting the rebounds and the assists, and we're happy.
Yeah, get right with Jesus, James. Get right with Jesus. Apparently James Harden doesn't go to strip clubs anymore. Or it's chicken wings. And I don't know if that has anything to do with it. You could do like one of those correlation studies where you show how good he is and when he's going to eat chicken wings and go to strip clubs, but he's cleaned up his act and he hasn't cleaned up his field goal percentage. It's sub on the year. It's 393. It's 39% on the year. Like that's just atrocious. I expect him to be better. I expect him to be better when Kawhi is back. I am buying low. I am saying come and live on Harden Island if I can, because I think people will be nervous of it, especially like you said, man, that outlier Spurs game where he only played 25 minutes, he had 1 assist, just drops his averages down like so hard. And if people are looking at that, like just as averages alone in the last couple of weeks, they'll be nervous. If they're looking at the game log, they'll be a little bit happier with it. But it was 1, 4, 7, 9, 3, 7, 6, 6.
Yeah, that's still not James Harden.
It's still not James Harden. And I think it's going to be better with Kawhi. I think they're going to be better. The fact that we're basically saying that the best player on this team is Norm Powell, who was the 24th ranked player in the past 2 weeks, is surprising. And we're not long for that being the status quo. And I'm buying it, man. I'm buying what you're selling. I'm buying what you're selling. Light that rocket, Skiddy. I'm with you.
Yeah. I'm 100% with you there, mate. Yeah, I think Harden will be better. He's been really good. Just remember, he's played pretty much every game too. So obviously he's going to need a bit of a break here and there. And yeah, I think an absolute immaculate call when Kawhi comes back. He's going to be better. This is one that I'm a little bit worried with, G Wizzle. What's going on with Miles Turner in Indiana? Rank 190 for the last week. Season, he's been 71st. Now, his points are down from 15 to 12.3. His rebounds are up from 7.2 to 8, which is good because we don't really see Miles Turner as this massive rebounds guy, even though he's a center. Assists, crap anyway, 1.6 to 1.8, so that's all right. Didn't get a steal, but they're down from 0.8. His blocks, though, down from 2 to 1.5, which doesn't sound like much, but it is a lot when we're talking rankings. Threes are down from 1.9 to 1. Free throw percentage is at 58, which is god-awful on 3 attempts per game. He's at 72 for the year. Field goal at 48 to 47, so that's all right. Turnover, 2.3 to 1.8. But this is where I see the worry, G Wiz. His usage is down from 20.6 to 18.2. That is a lot when you're talking about a guy that has a lot of catch and shoot, tries to go under the rim. So his usage being down means that they are definitely looking more of that two-man game between Halliburton and Siakam. Nembhard is also using Siakam more than they're using Turner. He's more of a spot-up kind of player. So you're really going to have to get these blocks from Turner. Otherwise, I see him like kind of plateauing, not plateauing around 190 because the free throws aren't going to be at 58. But when they come up, I don't think we're going to be looking at the, 40, 50th ranked player. We could be looking closer to the 80, 90th maybe. If the blocks don't come back.
I have mixed feelings about Miles Turner a lot. He's like the only, he's like one of the only NBA dudes I ever met. Like we met him in Melbourne when he was here playing for Team USA, and he was the loveliest dude. He loves Lego. I love Lego. I don't want to ever say a bad word about Miles Turner, but this 580, the 583 from the free throw line is abysmal. The 1-3 a game average is not him. And the field goal percentage, this is the interesting thing. He's only taken, he's taken 40 attempts. So he's basically taken 10 attempts a game. I think his usage, you said, is down. The thing is, I just did the math. He's made 19 of those 40 attempts. If he makes 22 of those, he goes up to 55%. So just 3 more makes, either threes or closer. But like you said, where he's getting those shots closer, they're going to Pascal Siakam, who's having a really good run right now, and he's really just on fire. We've seen this from Miles Turner before. There's like a good Turner season, bad Turner season, a good Turner season, and a bad one. Last couple, he's been around the 60s. He's 72, I think, or something on the year, or 43, whatever. But right now, he's just well down, man. There it is. He's 71 on the year, man. So I think he's going to be better, but I don't think, man, at the beginning of this year, in like iLeague and those ball pages, someone offered me Desmond Bane for him. Like, I was declined to trade when Bane sucked for Miles Turner, and now I think I dodged a bullet because I turned Bane into Darius Garland.
Oh yeah, that's a lot better actually. Yeah, absolutely. But Turner, he's the one that I worry about the most, just because.
I'm with you.
Although when Siakam goes out, it'll be back to more Turner. I still think that there's a case to say where when Neesmith comes back, then they still might be going more Turner, because then there's less Benny Mac unless they keep Benny Mac in there. So there's a lot to go on there with Turner. But if you are worried and you are able to get a top 70, 80 guy, I may be inclined to go Turner. But also too, it's hard to be able to get those kind of blocks and threes when someone that's not called Brook Lopez or Wemby. So I can understand it. If you have Wemby on your team as well, go and buy lower Miles Turner. Holy shit. And gee whiz, our last guy. Oh my God, the lowest of the low right now for Dennis Schroder. Holy crap. 129th on the year, but 369th for the week. And you might say, oh, Skid, how many games has he played? That's 3 games at 30 minutes a night, and he's 369th. Unbelievable. He's 10 points per game, which is down from 16.3. His rebounds are sticking tough at 2.7. Assists are down from 3.7. Sorry, down from 6 to 3.7. He has not got a defensive stat this week. His threes are down from 2.2 to 1, which is unbelievable because he's playing for the Warriors. Free throw percentage is at 83.3. His field goal percentage is down from 42 to 30. Turnovers are up, though, from 2.5 to 3. And you may sit there and say to me, Skiddy, he's going to a new team. He's not the first option anymore. He's, has to play with Steph Curry and everything like that. His usage is 21.6.
Yep.
When he was in Brooklyn, it was at 22. So it's pretty much the same. He just can't hit shit. He can't play defense, and he can't shoot threes, even though he's at a better 3-point shooting team. G, what are we doing with Dennis?
Dropping him to the waiver wire for someone else to clean up his mess. Dang. Like, this is, I'm not in on this right now. Like, this situation, the minutes for him, like, if you can trade him, like, maybe you buy low on the guy, you can, but you're not paying much. There's like the second apron on this shit that you don't want to be touching. This is some real NBA business. It literally reminds me, the irony of this, Skiddy, is it reminds me of D'Lo and Golden State. The guy who's ended up in Brooklyn in his place. This is exactly what it reminds me of, man. It's like, did we do this? Did we get this guy here? And I don't think it's any like semblance as well that I mentioned Steph Curry at the top of the show, because I think he's actually been a little bit thrown off by Schroder, and he's not getting it, trying to acclimate his new teammate. Man, I'm not here for it. I think Dennis Schroder is a good buy low option because I think he will be better, but I don't think he's the same guy you can expect in Brooklyn by any way, shape, or form. And I do think he reverts to somewhat of his Lakers or OKC self at a point. I just don't know when it is. I just don't know.
My thing is that if I saw him on my waiver wire, I would still pick up Dennis just at least until Pajemski's back. If Pajemski's back, then I'm like, I don't care that much about Schroder. But the fact that he's starting, he's getting 30 minutes, the fact that he's getting the usage as well on this Golden State team, that's what interests me. And at the moment, Curry's still, I think he's still game time, got an injury cloud under him. So that's where I'm still a little bit intrigued about Schroder. But we need
he's a great option. If Curry, if he's on your waiver wire, like with the Warriors having that back-to-back at the end of the week, this is a guy that you pick up and you just roll the dice on that first game and be like, let's see where it goes on the Dennis Schroder Express, because we all know that he can pop off. at any given point in time and basically lead a team like Germany to the wilds of the world, to the wilds of a world championship. Like, he is that guy. He's just not showing that quality right now, brother. And
100%.
He's just not showing it. And look, I actually like Schroder. I think he's fun. I think his random playing professional soccer over in Germany shtick in the off season that he literally did is great. I think he's like a great personality in the NBA. Like the dude, but he's just not showing his stuff over in Golden State right now. And people who like got off that boat earlier in this season when he was flying high in Brooklyn, well played. Just well played.
Golf claps. That's absolutely right. Maybe he does take a little bit longer to get acclimated with the Golden State Warriors system, because we know that it can take longer for some players than others. It is a hard system because Kerr, let's not get into that. But either way, I think he'll be better. But also, too, if you can, I would hold now, wait for the sell high, wait for him to come a couple of games better, because this has been shit house. When he starts to play better, that's when I try and sell him out for his peak.
And the biggest thing I want to touch on that, this is how bad it's gotten with him. I mentioned that OG Anunoby had gone down even after scoring 18 and 22 points in Yahoo leagues. Dennis Schroder in the last 24 hours has been dropped by 10 in 10% of leagues. He is now down to 57% ownership. So I am actually trolling my waiver wire for this guy now, because this meets the threshold well and truly for like, can I get him in my league? And I have to do a quick Dennis Schroder with the 2 dots, the umlauts over the O. But never expect yourself for this guy to be a good shooter. He's been at 377 the last month, 297 the last 2 weeks, and he got slightly better to 31%. So, man, if he's on the waiver wire, pick him up. But yeah, he's just buyer beware, but also just see if the manager, like, just literally throw out like the worst guy on your team, I reckon, because I think managers are just dropping the guy left, right, center.
I would 100% give out my worst player to have a crack at Dennis Schroder until he gets better, then try and trade him off again. But, Jay, we're going to go rapid fire. You tell me, would you buy, hold, or sell these guys? JDub, Jaylen Williams.
It's like marry, boff, kill. Oh, Jaylen Williams, hold.
Hold. Love that. Hold. Yep, I agree. I would be holding and just wait for him to get better, not worrying too much at all. OG Anunoby.
Gonna hold.
You're going to hold? Yep, I agree. If I can get a top 50 guy, I would genuinely have a crack. I would probably trade him. I'm not going to lie to you. I'd probably trade him. There's a lot of minutes.
If I could, but I don't think I'm going to get it. And if I don't get it, how's this? You send out trades. If you're in your league, send out trades for like a 40 to 55 guy that you like, that you need the stats of. Do that. Send it out to the other 11, the other 9, the other 11, the other 13, the other 15, the other 19 people in your league. Find that player. Just hit that trade button. And maybe a fish bites, and then do it and move on. Otherwise, I'm holding and seeing where it goes.
Yep, agreed there. Rudy Gobert.
Oh, just Jesus Christ, I'm selling. But not. Look, I think he'll be better. I'm gonna hold because I like my double guys, but I want to make sure, because of the volume of free throws, that I'm making sure any waiver wire acquisition that I get right now. Or I'm trading out dudes to offset that to get more volume in my free throw shooting, because the man is just really getting too many right now. Like, just don't touch the ball, Rudy. Just defend. Just defend, Rudy.
Yep. Hey, if he gets back to what he does best, and that is just defend and get rebounds, I'm happy with that. I'll have a hold of Rudy. Not too worrying about the free throws, but yeah, there's definitely teams that should target Rudy. Couldn't agree there more. James Harden. What are we doing here?
I am holding because I will never get the return that I want for Harden. This is my Matthew Malley. This is my Matty Malley. My love, heart, soul for James Harden. I'm holding because I know that he'll be better than this, and I'm not going to get a top 30 pick back for him at this rate.
I 100% agree. I don't think you can get that many counting stats from any other player, and the fact that his field goal percentage is actually up, that gets me intrigued. Couldn't give a stuff about how many turnovers he does. What about Miles Turner?
Jesus, I'm selling, but I'm going to be really conscious of what I'm selling, because I just don't trust that Naismith's got to come back in this lineup. The Pacers have been a really interesting team. I think they're better when he uses the ball more. The usage is down. I'm concerned about it. They bought Pascal in last year for a reason. I think we're seeing the reason played out in this year that we didn't expect, and I think it's dinging his game.
Yep, agreed. Give me the percentages back up. The usage really, really worries me. That is an absolute massive worry to me. But if he can still get me those 2 blocks like he's been averaging for the year, then I get a bit more assurity about it, but he needs to be a bit more involved in the offense for me. But he
100%.
can fit the right team if you want to hold. But he would definitely be good at value to be able to sell.
Also think he's a trade target. So I'm worried.
That's also fair too, but we've been saying that for 6 years now, and he's still been on the Indian places. And I think that they value him extremely highly. That's why he's never been moved. What do you think about Dennis?
I'm going to check every single waiver wire that I have in all my leagues and see if I can pick him up. If not, I'm buying. I'm buying, Skiddy. I'm buying with my worst guy. I'd be like, come on, man. If I need a point guard, I'm just getting a random wing that someone else might like, an extra 1.5 steals or some shit game with some better percentages out. Like, man, he's hurting your percentages. Send him better percentages back. I don't know, man. I'm buying it. I think he'll be better because I think he's a quality basketball player. And God, I hate saying that, but he is he can play the game. He might not always be great in fantasy because of his field goal percentage. I think he's got some value. I think we're not seeing it. I think we will under Kerr's system and the Warriors. And he'll be better. He'll be better. The rocket that you're going to fire up his backside from the people's list, Skiddy, is going to inspire Dennis Schroder.
Hey, let's hope so, mate. As I said before, though, I do worry about what happens when Pajemski's back. So that is just one to watch. If the minutes start to go, then Schroder can piss off. I don't care anymore there. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is another episode of Pimp My Guy. So hopefully our rockets have gone up and just gone over the States beautifully and gone up your guys. If you do need a guy for us to pump up, you DM me, you can DM G, you can DM Mally, and we'll get up there and we'll make sure that they do better for your fantasy team. That is for 100% certain. And I just want to quickly finish the show with sending a best wishes to Jaden Ivey. That looked horrible. Yeah, hopefully for a speedy recovery. Hate seeing that to young guys, especially. They're going to stunt, and hopefully he can get back on the court soon because he's been good for Detroit. So hopefully he goes well. Jay, you got anything else?
No, man. Look, just suck you seeing it. Like, he's been put on the shelf by Monty Williams for far too long in Detroit, and he was starting to do better, man. He was flourishing. Like, this is new coach, new system. That game winner against Sacramento that I lost $7,000 on. Yeah, you saw that, didn't you? Yeah, that sucked. I cashed out when they were down by 6. Never thought about it. I either hit the 4-point play. Yeah, thank you. I'm not that much of a gambler. I dabble. This is the reason why. But this could be season ending, man. So just prayers up to him. We like our NBA. We like our NBA players. We love our NBA players healthy. So that's it.
Correct, mate. No, that's good. All right. We will see you guys next week for another episode. But thank you very much for joining us. Make sure you like and subscribe to all the good stuff. Ring the bell, whatever you got to do. See you in the next one, guys.